how you can use breakouts in your Webex meetings. So the first thing I need to do is I need to enable the breakout option. You can do this when you schedule your session, but if you didn't enable it when scheduling, no worries, you can always turn it on when you're in your meeting. I'm going to come to my breakout drop-down menu and I'm going to select breakout sessions. It opened up this breakout sessions button down here, and it also opened my breakout session assignment panel. Now, if you're not ready to do anything with breakouts yet, you can close it, and when you need to get it back, simply click on your breakout sessions button. Now you'll see here I've got three choices. I can assign participants automatically, I can assign participants manually, and I can let participants choose any session. This gives me a little bit of control of how I want the breakouts to play out. Do I have a lot of attendees in my session and I really just want to have, say, 5 breakouts? Well, then Webex will do the division for me. It will divide everybody that's in my session evenly over 5 sessions. It will leave my co-hosts out because I might want to assign them to a particular breakout. Now, if I want to have a little bit more control of who I put in one session, then I'm going to choose Assign Participants Manually. I'll create the breakouts, but I get to pick and choose who goes where. And then the last option you see here allows me to let people pick. So maybe I want to have 5 breakouts with 5 different topics, but I want my attendees to sort of pick and choose which of those breakout sessions they'd like to participate in. So let's just quickly take a look at the first option, which is automatic. Now, as far as who can do this, who can assign the breakouts, who can start the breakouts, that is the host or any co-host of your session as well. I only have one other person in this session, but let's just pretend I've got more, and I want Webex Meetings to do all of the work for me. So I've made sure that I am on one participant, assign automatically, and I'll click Create Assignments. So what it's done is it's taken that one participant and put them in that one breakout. Now again, if you've got 5 people and you want to have 5 in each breakout session, then you could have specified 5 breakout sessions and Webex Meetings will divide everybody up into those 5 sessions evenly. So now let me go ahead and select Reset. I'm going to show you what it looks like to assign participants manually. So when you're ready to assign participants manually, you can come up here and create as many breakout sessions as you'd like. You can also rename them. If you hover over it, you can rename it. So maybe I want to call this Group 1. So now that's the new name of the breakout session. There's 2 ways you can assign your attendees into the breakout. You can either check the box to the left of each name on the left side of the panel and select Move to Session, pick the breakout you want to put them in, or create a new one on the fly. Or you can hover over the breakout session itself, click on Assign, and pick and choose from this list which person you're going to bring over to this breakout session. And you can check multiple boxes and move multiple people into a breakout at the same time. Now, when you or a co-host is going through this process, creating your breakout sessions, you're not affecting what the participants of your meeting can see and what they're doing in the main session. This is all behind the scenes to them. So let me go ahead and click Reset. The last option is Let Participants Choose Any Session. So what this is going to do, notice this little lock here to the left of where it says Breakout Session Number 1. It's unlocked because now you're telling Webex Meetings, I'm going to create some breakout sessions, and I want my attendees to pick which of these breakout sessions they would like to join. Now, if you create too many breakout sessions, you can always right-click and you can delete them. So I'll go ahead and delete some of these. If you do want to change it from letting anyone join the sessions and really locking only the people that you've invited into this session, into the breakout, Select this option, Only Assigned Participants Can Join, and notice how that snaps the lock shut. Watch this lock as I change it back. I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to select Let Anyone Join. Notice how it pops open. Going to click on More and changing it back to Only Assigned Participants Can Join. So whether you're creating breakouts to let people pick and choose which one, or if you're creating breakouts and specifying certain people to go in them, you can always click on this More option, giving people that flexibility of being able to come back and forth into different breakout sessions. When the lock is locked, only the people that you've placed in the breakout session can go into the breakout session. Before I start this breakout session, I obviously need to put someone in it, but let's just get that person ready to go. Move to breakout session number 1. Before I start it, I'm going to come down here to the settings button. Under the settings, you'll see some default checkboxes and you'll see one that is not checked. So let me go ahead and describe to you what all of these do. The first one allows your attendees to return back to the main meeting. I'm going to go into this breakout session as well, so I can go ahead and walk you through what we can see when we're in a breakout, but there is an option to leave the breakout because of this checkbox here. You can leave the breakout, go back into the main session, but then join back to that breakout session that you've been assigned to or that you joined originally, depending on how that host or that co-host had arranged it. When you allow the attendees to join the session later, they are going to get a prompt that says, are you wanting to join the breakout session now or later? If you uncheck this option, it's going to put them in the breakout right away. The next one that's already checked is when the session ends, give participants more time before returning to the main meeting. So from the main meeting, I can end the breakout sessions. And when I do that, it will bring my attendees back in the specified amount of time signaled here. It's 60 seconds. So even when I end the breakouts, it'll count down 60 seconds, which is good if I'm wanting to allow my participants a little bit of time to wrap up what they're doing. I'll click on this drop-down menu here and change it to 15 seconds. So when I end the breakouts, the 15-second timer counts down and brings them back into the session. There's another option up here to automatically end breakout sessions after a specific amount of time. So when your attendees are in a breakout and this is unchecked, they're going to see a timer counting upwards in the upper right corner. If you check this, then that timer is going to start counting downwards. So if I specified something like 30 minutes, they'll see a 30-minute timer counting down to 0 minutes. One of the nice things for the host or the co-host that arrange the breakouts is you will get pop-ups if you're getting close to the end of that time, asking you if you'd like to keep it as is or if you'd like to extend that time. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. Now, if you've done a bit of work but you don't like what you've done, you can always click on Reset and start from scratch. Now I'll go ahead and start the breakout session. So now that I've started the breakout session, you'll see here we're in the main meeting and there's 2 tabs. There's the main meeting tab, which shows folks that are left here in the main session. So I'll go ahead and join that breakout now. So my other computer has joined the breakout. And there's another tab here that says breakout sessions, and it shows me who's in the breakout session. So if you've got multiple breakout sessions, they're going to be listed here, and they're going to have each attendee that's in your breakout. One of the questions I always get in my sessions is, well, how do I join sessions to check to see how everyone's doing? Any host or co-host can join breakout sessions, whether you've locked it to where attendees can't join or whether you've opened the lock to let people come in and go as they need. But here's where you can go to join the session. I want to show you what it looks like, but before I do that, let me show you some of the things I can do from the outside. In the breakout session panel, I can send a broadcast message. I can send a broadcast message to all sessions or a certain breakout session. I can send a broadcast message to all participants or just to the co-hosts and presenters. And this is where I type out the message. Time is almost up. Now I'll go ahead and click send. So in the breakout session, a pop-up just appeared with that message in there. The other thing I can do is I can come down here when I'm ready and I can end all the breakouts, but I don't want to do that yet. You'll also find in your breakout drop-down menu, there is another option to join breakout sessions. It's just the same as joining them over here. You can send a broadcast message from here as well. You can end all the sessions, and you can also use ask to return. This will ask attendees to come back, but it won't force them back. Ending is what will force them back. So let's go take a look at what it looks like in a breakout session. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on join. All right, so I am in the breakout session, and as you can see, being in a breakout session looks a lot like the main session. Now you'll see up here we've got a timer that's counting upwards. So the breakout session has been in progress for 2 minutes and about 45 seconds. I can right-click on attendees and change their role with multiple attendees. You can drag the ball to someone's name if you'd like them to present. You can mute and unmute, turn your video on and off, share content. This is my breakout session manager, so only the host or the co-host that is arranging the breakouts will have access to this. You also have your reactions that you already have in the main session. And here you have your more options button. Now notice how this is not an X, so this is the leave session button. So when you are allowing your attendees to leave the session, this button will be there. They can go back into the main session, and if they'd like to join their breakout again, they can always do that using the breakout tab back in the main session. When the host of the session is not in the breakout session, there's going to be an Ask for Help button up here in the top right corner. That's how attendees can signal to the main host of the session they have a question. So if I've got about 5 different breakouts running and someone in breakout number 4 clicks the Ask for Help button that they'll have in the top right corner, it'll find me wherever I'm at. Notice how it's not there. The reason why it's not there is because I'm the host and I'm in the breakout session. So people do not need to click that button to find me because I'm already there. I'm going to go ahead and leave the breakout session. Confirms I want to do it, and I'll go ahead and do it. Now from my second computer, I'm going to go ahead and click the Ask for Help button. This is what it looks like when an attendee has clicked the Ask for Help button when the host is not in that breakout session with them. As you can see, I can click on the Join Now button, or I can click on Join Later, depending on where I'm at in the session. You'll also see next to the attendee's name that asked for help, there's a little question mark. Now it's time to bring everybody back. I'm going to close this prompt. I can use my drop-down menu, or I can use my breakout session panel. I'm going to click on End Breakout Sessions. Confirms if I want to do it. Now on my attendee computer, it's just reminding me that it's going to close in 15 seconds, and they'll automatically be returned to the main meeting. And kind of watch up here as the breakouts end. There we go. We are now back to the main meeting. I'd also like to point out, if you're having the type of meeting where you're putting your attendees in breakout sessions, bringing them back into the main session, but then you'd like to put them back in their same breakouts again, it is going to keep the breakout sessions intact. Now again, I only have one person here, but it did keep that breakout session intact. If you are having a meeting and you would like to maybe mix up the participants for the next set of breakouts, then simply click on the Reset button and choose how you'd like to arrange those groups. All right, that's how you use breakouts in Webex meetings. To summarize, any host or co-host can create breakout sessions and start breakout sessions. Any attendee can join the breakout. It'll move them and their audio. Any host or co-host can end the session and bring everybody back. Breakout sessions are a great way to be able to divide your attendees up for a small group activity in any meeting you have. Thanks for watching.
You can use the breakout sessions directly within the Webex client that you're using for calling. Here I've scheduled a meeting. Can we do breakouts? I'm going to start this meeting. At the top, we've got the option Show Menu Bar. Breakout sessions. I'll enable breakout sessions. And the workflow from here on is exactly the same as at the beginning of the training. Now, if you're like me and you'd prefer to get organized prior to the meeting, you are able to turn on breakout rooms and pre-assign attendees. So you will need to use the web client to do this, and we simply schedule a meeting, invite the users. Obviously, you're going to give it a meeting topic. And navigating to advanced options, scheduling, we can see there's a whole range of options there, including call recording. And here we have it, our pre-assigned rooms. I might go and create 3 different rooms, and I'll do it manually. And here we have it. I'll assign to breakout run, to 3. Now, prior to doing that, I can go back and rename those breakout sessions as well. And then we'll go and hit create. Last but not least, we've got the option to save that as a template, which will save us time if we've got repetitive meetings with the same kind of breakout rooms. Now we'll show you one last thing in that you can actually pre-assign your rooms by uploading a CSV file, which looks like this, which will save you, if you have got hundreds, and in hundreds, well, you can support up to 1,000 users. It will save you a lot of time. Okie dokie. Any questions? We're happy to take them on board.